Daddy, did God mean for you to be like this? Or was it an accident? I'm beginning to realize that Dad may not be in his right mind.
But what do you mean?
He froze and just told me over and over again that he was sorry, but I didn't blame my dad, though.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay, Daddy. It's okay. But I never blamed him. I knew my dad worked as a waiter at a coffee shop. Sometimes I'd see him standing in front of the cash register, in a daze, messing up even the simplest tasks, because his mind was still stuck in the world of a 7-year-old. Dad's world was simple, like the forest in a fairy tale, pure and untouched. My mom seemed to be a drifter. Dad named me Lucy Diamond Dawson after his favorite Beatles song, but before I could even open my eyes to see this world clearly, she left and never came back. I heard that when I was born, Dad was in a total panic. Thankfully, there was our neighbor Annie. Gentle and smart, she taught Dad how to feed me, change my diapers, and when to rock me to sleep. We also had a lot of uncle friends around us, guys who were a little different, just like Dad. But in their world, there was no deceit, no hierarchy, only clean, transparent love. Dad often worked while taking care of me at the same time, but as I grew older, I could no longer tag along with him to work every day. The neighbor, Grandma Annie, didn't really want to take care of me at first. She always kept her door closed as if she didn't need anyone. But the first word my dad taught me to say was Annie. Her eyes turned red instantly. From then on, she cared for me like her own granddaughter. As I grew, my mind filled with questions. Dad never laughed at me. He'd tilt his head and think hard, then give me answers in his own unique way. I knew he might not always be right, but more than that, I knew he was loving me with his whole world. One day, I quietly took out a picture book from when I was little and asked him to teach me to read. He smiled. I smiled too. Even though I already knew the words, I pretended I didn't, for his pride. I wanted him to always be the one who protected me. But my teacher thought something was wrong. She called Dad in and showed him a drawing I did of a big me holding the hand of a tiny Dad. She said my behavior was abnormal, but I knew I just wanted to protect him. I began to hate studying, not because I was dumb, but because I was afraid of becoming smarter than Dad. I'd pretend not to understand problems, just so he could have the chance to teach me. I thought if I could always be a little dumber than him, he would never be left behind. When Halloween came, there was a school party. Dad got too into it, and the other kids laughed, saying he was just a big kid. I took his hand, trying to lead him away from that noisy world to show him something new, but for the first time, I felt powerless. It was the moment I realized Dad really was different from everyone else. On my 7th birthday, Dad threw me a big surprise party, but that naughty George kept messing around, and Dad, upset, pushed him. George's father got mad and slammed Dad to the ground, and all of this was seen by Child Protective Services. They said Dad wasn't fit to raise me, and I had to go into foster care. They only allowed him to see me twice a week, 2 hours each time. I didn't understand. Why couldn't I go home? Why could I only see the person who loved me the most twice a week? Dad said he found the best lawyer in the city, Rita. Rita wore tall heels, walked really fast, and spoke like a machine gun. But at first, she didn't want to help us at all. She said Dad had no money and wasn't right in the head. She didn't take cases like his. The first time I visited Dad was in a strange place. They told me he wouldn't come. I didn't believe it. I knew Dad would come, and he did. His eyes were still warm, but now when he looked at me, there was worry in them too. He said I had grown up, but I didn't want to grow up so fast. He looked at me and said he would fight to get me back. Dad went to Rita again and again, even though she kept refusing him. But he never gave up. Later, I heard her co-workers mocked her, calling her a money-hungry, cold-blooded vampire. Maybe that's why Rita finally took our case. She said she wouldn't charge Dad a cent. I thought, maybe. She wasn't so bad after all. But the case was tough. They said Dad's friends were all mentally challenged and couldn't testify. Annie, though smart, had social anxiety and couldn't testify either. On the first day of court, I stood outside watching Dad walk in. He was dressed neatly, and his expression was so serious, like a warrior in a cartoon. Even though his mind was like a child's that day, he looked like a real father. The lawyers argued back and forth, but got nowhere. I took a bathroom break and snuck out, tricked the staff, and tried to go have some fun with Dad. He hesitated, but when he looked at me, he nodded. It was a sunny day. I fell asleep on Dad's shoulder. I remember smiling. The corners of my lips lifted. Next to him, the whole world felt quiet. But that peace didn't last. We were taken back. Rita was furious, said Dad was too irrational, and all the effort might have been wasted. I wanted to say something. I ran to her and hugged her tight. I wanted her to know. I love my dad. I need him. Soon, it was another court day. To everyone's surprise, Dad's boss from the coffee shop came to help, saying Dad could handle a promotion and raise, proving he was a capable adult. But the judge still shook his head. Not enough. Just as everyone was about to give up, Annie showed up at the courtroom. Her hands were shaking, her voice trembling, but she tried her best to tell our story.
If they take Lucy away from her father, they will take away an enormous piece of her. And I worry that she will spend the rest of her life trying to fill that hole.
It made me want to cry, but the opposing lawyer quickly turned the questions on her.
And you've had plenty of opportunity to observe fathers, haven't you?
Objection.
Well, the fact that Ms. Cassell hasn't left her room, and I'm sorry, I don't know how many years it's been, must have some effect on her perception.
Then he turned to Dad. His questions got harder and harder. Dad started to panic. He avoided eye contact.
If you love your daughter as much as you say you do, and I know that you do, don't you think she deserves more?
I want to stop right now. Okay, I want to stop right now. This is the end of this for me, okay?
After that, I waited at the door every day, hoping he would come, but he never did. Still, I felt him hiding in the corner, secretly watching me walk out of school, hiding behind a tree as I rode my bike home. I could feel it. He was always there. Finally, one day, we met again. I didn't even have time to be happy. I let out all the anger in my heart, not because I was mad, but because I wanted to tell him how much I had missed him, how badly I needed his love.
Can you not be mad at me for 1 second? Because I want to tell you one thing, okay?
My foster mom frowned too. She said Dad was affecting my adjustment, that he shouldn't be around anymore, but she didn't know. I climbed out the window every night, hugging my favorite teddy bear, crossing the dark streets just to see Dad. Then I'd fall asleep in his warm embrace, like a kitten that had finally found its home, saying nothing, just feeling safe by his side. And Dad would always take me back and gently close the door, over and over, back and forth. We didn't speak, but I knew that was Dad's love, a love I never wanted to lose. My foster mom saw it too, until one day she walked to Dad's door and gently knocked. She said she was willing to stand by him, to help him fight for custody of me. At that moment, I suddenly understood. Some tenderness doesn't need words. She was a kind person, and so was Dad. Dad said he hoped the two of them could raise me together, to give me complete love. I nodded. I wanted Dad's arms. I wanted Mom's tenderness. I finally had a whole little family. Dad may not say pretty words. He may not understand complicated truths. He may even make mistakes sometimes, but he always protected me with the purest heart. In other people's eyes, he may be imperfect, even powerless. But to me, he's a hero who can do anything.